Hello, everyone. Welcome. Late Sunday afternoon here, and today we're going to be doing a 2017. It's a Van Duzer from Willamette Valley in Oregon. It's a 2017. Now, they got a name Van Duzer from it's called the Van Duzer Corridor in Oregon. It's the gap between the two mountain ranges that brings breezes off from the Pacific Ocean. Gives it cool evenings, warm, pretty constant, pretty long growing season. Matter of fact, when we mentioned a couple of weeks ago when Joseph Druin was first invited by Robert Parker to come over to California in the early 70s to grow a Pinot Noir, he thought it'd be too warm down there in Napa and stuff. So he thought that the better grape would be more conducive for it, and the climate and the soils would be much better up in Oregon. And it's the same latitude. So it's the same latitude as Bordeaux and Burgundy, France. So, it lends itself to it. And Pinot Noir, a grape that was originally from France. Now, the white Pinot, okay, it's a mutation of a white grape, but not like a white, almost a little pinkish in it, a grape, okay? And that gives you, matter of fact, the difference between the Pinot Grigio and the Pinot Noir, okay, the Pinot Grigio and the Pinot Gris is, this grape is picked later, okay, and this season goes later. A lot of times, it's up to when they want to pick. Sometimes they pick September, first week in September. Sometimes they pick first week in October. It's what the weather gives them. Like we mentioned, God's their partner. Where in Italy, they'll pick the grape early because they want higher acidity, okay? They want higher acidity, but they lose the fruit for that, okay? But that's just what they do. Where in France, they do it like Oregon does it. The French, matter of fact, the head winemaker of this wine, okay, is Florent Merle, and he is from Burgundy. He was from the Burgundy region. He got interested in wine in college. After he started as an art student, then went on and learning winemaking, got a job one season during college in a wine, and that just captured him. And then he was brought over here. He went to this winery in '06, I think. But he's talented. The work of yeast and the technology and everything, and the sharing of ideas through different wineries has really helped it a lot. But like I say, this Van Duzer corridor, where this winery is, okay, it's 13 degrees cooler than the northern part of Willamette Valley, okay? Now in 2017, when this was made, okay, when it was picked, the 2017 was, it had a rainy early season. And then it was sunny and airy and good. You had your ocean breezes, you had your cool nights. But that little bit of rain, sometimes they call it angulization, which was a term used in the early 60s, started to use. What angulization means, or angular, let's say a wine's angular, it means it has a little earthy or musty tone to it because the grape early in the season, when it rained, it picked up a little of that. Where if it doesn't rain, and you have a lot of sun, it doesn't get musty. But we'll see when we taste it. I haven't tasted this wine, so we'll see. But when I looked at the report of the weather, when I look at wine, sometimes I'll look at the weather just to see, if it plays a factor into it, okay? Now, Oregon's an interesting. They produce about 1% of the wines that are produced in California. It's not a large percent, but California's so large. But they're very restricted. They're probably the most strict wine authority for their state, of any state in the nation. What you have to do is you have to use 90% of the grape. Like this wine we're going to have tonight, this is 100% Pinot, okay? And 100% grown on their estate. They didn't buy any. This is their stuff. They grow it. And like the Pinot Noirs is really what Willamette Valley is. But they have Pinot Noirs at $70, $60. 140. You look at the top of Oregon Pinot Noirs, I bet you they're all $90 to $140 a bottle. Where this wine sells for about $15 a bottle, okay? And in the year 2000, you could actually go on and see year 2000 was rated a 94, which is very good, excellent, as far as the weather conditions. It doesn't tell you the wines and what wine's going to be, but he said the weather conditions were excellent. So when people buy futures or look at wines and want to take a couple cases, they look at what the weather was for that, because we know the winemaker, and if they had the right conditions, unless there's a problem with the corking and everything. Well, this is a screw up, and this is made to drink in the next 4 or 5 years. They can actually. This is right now is perfect. You wouldn't want to drink this 2 years ago, but right now it's good. It'll be good for the next 3 or 4 years. Now, if it was going to be a 10-year cork that you'd want to lay down, or a 10-year wine, then you'd see the cork, because then you need it. Where this is made to drink in the next, it's made to drink the next between now and 2024, let's say. Okay? So I would have thought it would have been a little, it's a straw yellow. I would have thought it would have been a heavier yellow being from Oregon. Now, sommeliers, okay, they struggle, the wine tasters struggle when it comes to tasting a Pinot Gris and a Pinot Grigio, okay? Because you know one's going to have less acidity, but in a blind tasting, it's like, when you look at something, okay, this is what it's going to taste like, because I'm thinking Oregon. But if this was a blind tasting and you take it, it's one of their harder ones to do. If they're doing a Merlot, if they're doing if they're doing a white Burgundy, and they're doing a Montrachet, or they're doing a Puligny Fumé, they know it right to the beginning. This gets a little more trickier. It's got a lot of color. I mean, a lot of fruit. It's not like a big grapefruit or anything. It's like you'd see in a Blanc. This is more like a tree, like a pear peach. Very pleasant. It's like a pear peach, not overpowering, but structured to the tone. It's not big floral. Let's see if we can wake this up a little here. This is the perfect Pinot glass too. You want a Pinot glass like that. You don't want the big bowl in the bottom. You want it to come straight up, so when it hits you in the bag. Like an apple. Taste that. It's citrusy. These are done in, when they ferment this, he uses cigar. They're called cigar. They use them over there. They use cigar. They're called cigar fermentation. They're big, long, thin. And what they use is lees. Like he uses lees. That's why when I saw it was lees fermented. When you do lees fermented, it gives it a creamier taste. And what lees is a yeast. When they make wine, they take the yeast. They reuse that yeast. They put it in. They mix it up. Some will let the yeast sit at the bottom of these big fermentation barrels. Otherwise, they'll stir them. It's up to the wine, what kind of acidity they had. Was it low? Do they want to bring more creaminess to it? Do they want to get rid of earth? Do they want to leave a little? And then it's up to tasting the wine if you like it. If you like it, it's worth. That's the whole thing in wines. If you like it, it's the right wine. It doesn't matter how they did it, what the price is. If you like the wine, that's the right wine, and you hope it's less expensive. See, I don't taste the yeast of the leaves. I taste pear. These aren't big wines either. Pinot Grigio, Pinot Gris, they're like, this is for like, you order a piece of salmon. This is gonna have less acidity than Pinot Grigio. It's gonna be more wild, because they let this This goes longer on the grape, okay? They let the grape grow. They pick this early September. If the weather's good, they'll wait a little longer, October, whatever they have. You know, they're tasting the grape every day. If it's ready to go, they go. But this grape here, when they pick it, they'll do the fermentation, they'll set it. But this is made where the Pinot Grigio will be a younger grape, a lot more acidity, you know, a lot more open flavors to it. This is excellent with a fish. This is good with it. You can even do a cream with this, like a cream lobster Newburg or I would think white chowder, a seafood chowder, right? Trying to figure that taste. I can't get that. Makes you come back for more. It's just like, not that it's not totally graphic, but it's got a long, it stays on your tongue. It's got a nice, clean, lengthy finish, you know? I'm almost wondering if this is too cold to pull up that creaminess. And sometimes if it's chilled ahead of the fridge, you know, you might get too cold. You're not going to get the full, you know, that earth. That's a nice wine. It's $15. You know, it's different. It's Oregon. You know, to me, tomorrow we're gonna wander through the whites in the next couple of days. Okay. Tomorrow I think I might do a Chardonnay Alamos from Argentina. You know, and that's gonna be a bigger oaky wine. Now, once again, these wines, you're also gonna see wherever you see Pinot Noir, you're gonna see the Pinot, right? The Gris or the Pinot Noir, and you're also going to see Chardonnays. So, because it's the coast, you know, it's like this. Yesterday we talked about the Central Coast. They got the Pinot Noirs, and you're going to have the Chardonnays right next to each other, right across the street. Okay. So listen, take care. And I was happy it was a rainy day today because yesterday I took a quick ride. I didn't get out of the car, but there was way too many people out walking around and stuff. We got to stay in, okay? Got to stay in. Don't be walking around shopping. Hey, let me go buy. You know, you go by the stores. I didn't go in, but they got Lowe's is packed. Everything's packed. Sit back, relax. Give it a couple of weeks, okay? Let's stay in, stay healthy. Stay in, stay healthy. Do it for yourselves, do it for your loved ones, and do it for all those people working in the hospitals and support people. Thank you. God bless, and let's not forget to pray. Good night. See you tomorrow.